Welcome back to MTFC TV. Joining me this time, once again, is manager Dave Frecklington. Dave, a 2-1 defeat today. Some fans are not happy. How are you feeling about the game?
Yeah, just disappointed with the application. Disappointed with individual performances today. We were very flat. You could see from the warm-up, you could see as soon as we entered onto the pitch, not many fancied it at all today, which is nothing short of a disgrace, really. But you know, you can put formations, you can put patterns of play, you can do a lot of things. But you know, we've been done again to 2 set pieces. You know, again a long throw. That's the third goal we've conceded off a long throw in the last 3 games. So you know, people just not learning, not taking responsibility in the box. Second one straight after half time's a free header on the goal line from a corner. It's you know, it's criminal. And to be honest, we didn't deserve anything from the game. Although when you look at it, you know, we changed it, put Nile on, give us loads of energy, scored a fantastic finish, and then obviously, you know, we've had the penalty miss as well. So although we didn't really deserve anything, we could have quite easily got a point. But there's just too many people that are too many players just not performing to the levels that they are, and you know, it all boils down to myself and having to pick a team, and obviously not picking the right one at the minute.
I believe you said once we're safe, which we are now, which we'll discuss later in this interview, it was a case of players playing for the shirts next season. Do you feel today, on the back of this performance, any player changed your mind in regards to their safety for a shirt next season?
Well, at the minute, it looks like players are playing one or two are playing not to get injured. I think 1 or 2 have got eyes on other clubs elsewhere. If I'm being totally honest, that's the way it's looking. Tuesday night, you would have thought we couldn't wait to, you know, finish the season strongly. You know, it's a total chalk and cheese performance from a 3-1 win at Marine on a Tuesday. Come here today and just didn't turn up. So I do think there's an element of that. I think 1 or 2 don't want to go and get hurt for each other. We didn't want to work hard for each other and go that extra yard. I know what I need. We know as a management team exactly the kind of characters and individuals we need for us to be successful at this level. We got again bullied in the wrong areas today, and unacceptable. It's just happened too many times since the turn of the year, and you know, like I said, we know what we need, and hopefully we'll see. I don't know what we're going to get, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you what we're going to get on Saturday at Bamber Bridge. I couldn't tell you what we're going to get against Buxton or Stafford, because one game we're very good, and then the next game we're very poor. So we'll see what happens at training Thursday.
We are now safe, which is a big plus. That was the mission statement when you came in. Get this club to safety, which you've done. I think we'd be on 50 points if the North Ferriby games stood, which sadly they don't, but that's no fault of their own. When I spoke to Craig Westcar, I asked the question to him that, do you feel this is a building block season for the next year, setting your foundations out? And I think, is that something you feel the same as well? Do you feel there is a lot of work for yourself, Chris and Terry to do in the summer?
Oh, I wouldn't say that there's a lot of work in terms of identifying the players that we know we want to bring in. You know, I've identified them weeks ago. What you do find, the players that you bring into the club and you see on a weekly basis just haven't been consistent enough since the turn of the year. And that really, you know, if you look at it, I don't know, it's an hard one, because players have the opportunity to play and perform week in, week out. They don't go out there and not play well on purpose. What we want a group of players that understand what's needed week in, week out, of how we want to play. Make it hard for opposition players, make it uncomfortable for opposition players, put balls in the right areas, play in the final third, defend your box like your life depends on it. And I think it's been very evident of late. Grantham away, Hensford away, two long throw-ins today, conceded a long throw-in, free header in the back stick. So not won enough first and second balls in the middle of the park, not looked after it well enough up top. So, you know, when you get repetition and you get the right players that you know you can trust week in, week out to do exactly what you want as a management team, then you get results. And you know, that kind of process takes time. You know, let's be right about it. If you want to hark back onto the job that we had and platforms we want to build. You know, the football club's lost 8 out of its first 10 games this year. You know, you try building on that. So, you know, we've set the bar really high when we first came in. We've gone well short of that since the turn of the year. And, you know, we've not really changed anything the way we've gone about our work. And like I said, there's a lot of things needing to be done in the background if this football club wants to move forward. And we had that conversation today and, you know, hoping to put that in place in the next couple of weeks.
Do you still feel you, Terry and Chris, are the right men to lead this club forward?
That's not down to me. That's down to the board. That's down to the chairman. You know, to see what kind of job they think we've done. And then that decision's out of our hands. You know, we feel we've done what it said on the tin. Like I said, we haven't been great since the turn of the year, but we've always picked up results. We've lost one, then we win one, we lose one, we draw one, we lose two, we win one, we draw one. Just that inconsistency, and you know. But again, we know what we need to take this club forward, the kind of characters we need. But again, you know, everything has to be right, and has to be right on both parties before we move forward.
So looking at it, we've got Bamber Bridge coming up on the Saturday, I believe, and then a big A6 derby game down here against Buxton. Do you feel this is the final chance for some players to belt up and show why they deserve to be at Matlock Town?
Well, my decision's already made. You know, if we are here next year and we do stay and we are the people that would take this football club forward, then we know what we need, irrelevant of what the next 3 results bring. You know, you should have a pride in your own performance. You should have a pride to make sure you don't get dominated by your opponent. You know, make sure you don't get done by your opponent physically and mentally and tactically. Be better than him, run faster than him, put more tackles on than him, win more headers than him. And we've not seen enough of that. You know, that's just the honest truth. We've not seen enough of that, and that's why we've been so inconsistent. You know, they turn up when they want to turn up, and it's more evident today. You know, it's took us a young 18-year-old to come off the bench and score a fantastic goal. You know, missed penalty before that. You know, but giving 2 set pieces away again kills you, and we shall see. But my mind's made up on who I want and who I want to take forward.
Let's talk about Niall coming off the bench. A big goal for him, one that he did particularly well. I think he shrugged off 3 or 4 defenders. It's things like that when you see a young lad coming on and grabbing his chance, when you see perhaps senior players not doing so. It does make you wonder whether those players' hearts in it, and does it make you think perhaps come that Bamber Bridge game I'm going to give a few more of the younger lads a run out?
Well, like I said, it's we don't just walk to the pitch, make up stories. You know, supporters can see for their own eyes what kind of performances go on the pitch. We can see as a management team what goes on the pitch. We know we can see by our own eyes. Your eyes don't lie. Then if we are unsure, we just watch the game back, and then we realise that we was right in the first place. People's persona, body language, you know, it's a desire to go and be a hero, desire to get on the ball and make things happen, be that person to take the game by the scruff of the neck. And like I said, you know, Niall's the only one that's come off the pitch and done that today. I thought he was brilliant. You know, he's shown with 20 minutes to go that he looked hungry and wanted to try and make a name for himself. Great finish and got us back in the game.
To speak as well about Jordan Pierpont, he's come off the bench sadly due to an injury to Ross. I don't know how things are looking on that score. Jordan's come off for a little bit of a knock himself. Feel a twist, but in his interview he says he thinks he'll be fine. To see a young player like Jordan get his chance after coming to first team training so often, for me he's come on leaps and bounds from where he was at the start of the season. It must be something that's really special to you as a manager. Yeah,
great. You know, great that we can trust players like Jordan to come off the bench. But again, sums our season up really. You know, we end the game with 2 goalkeepers injured today, so it's nothing unheard of really. You know, with this team, the lad's got his chance to come off with a rolled ankle. But again, brilliant that a young lad can come in and take his opportunity, and no problems with that. You know, Belper game early in the season, the Shirebrook game I think he played. Baseford away, played and done well, and you know we're probably looking now to give Jordan a little run with Ross's injury. So you know the timing's probably not as we wanted, but you know for Jordan it probably is.
We saw Chris Salt doing a bit of the pre-warm up before the game today. With a big smile on his face. Obviously, we are really thrilled that he's not had a serious setback. Do you think there's a chance we'll see him out on the pitch before the end of the season? Well,
speaking to Johnny Margetts, Craig King, Chris Salt, you know, they're hopeful that it's not their injuries aren't as bad as first thought. But you know, you've got 3 big players there that you'd love to choose them, put them in your starting 11 or your 16, wouldn't you? But brilliant for Salty to see him on the grass, you know, against that moment when he come off injured against Farsley and he was in tears. It was not very nice to see. So to see him on the grass again tonight, it's really pleasing, and hopefully we might see him before the end of the season. But we're not rushing back. You know, it's important that these players do get themselves right and ready for pre-season.
Definitely heart-wrenching seeing Solly going through those emotions. A fantastic young man, and hopefully we'll see him back soon. But to finish things off, and I think it's something that does get slightly overlooked, we are safe. After, when you came in, we were adrift at the bottom of the table. We are now safe, mission accomplished. Is that something you foresaw when you come in? Or did you think you'd have more of a job or less of a job on your hands than you had done?
It's a bigger job than we first thought when we come in. You know, but our remit was to keep the club in the league. You know, we wanted to get to, we had a target of 45 points. We're on 50 points now, you know, but obviously we had 6 of them taken off just to add to all the beatings we've had since we've been in the job here. But it is what it is. I'm sure there's a lot more other teams in higher positions also, you know, had the Ferriby effect. I think the job we've done is an unbelievable job for me, Chris and Terry. I think we've had an immediate turnaround of players that we had to bring in to try and give the football club a lift. We went on an unbelievable run, and again I think that's probably victims of our own downfall. You know, going and hit the ground running, but unfortunately players haven't been able to hit that consistent level since the turn of the year, and you know, injuries, suspensions, lack of form. You know, we've given young players opportunities to come into the football club and stake a claim out of the youth team in the reserves, and they've all done well. You know, Ashton's had a lot of interest from Football League clubs. We're safe, so job accomplished with 4 to go. We're disappointed because I thought that we could probably finish in the top 10. That would have been a real season for us. But again, we've never lost sight of the fact that our remit is to keep the club in the league. You know, we played a certain way. Our recruitment was to bring in those types of players to make sure we were hard to beat and resolute. And up until, you know, the last, you know, 5 or 6 weeks, we've failed to go where we wanted to go. But we've got 3 games left. I haven't got a clue what kind of performance we're going to get, but hopefully finish strongly and you know, take that forward.
With that terrific run that we had, it's odd, but I think from some fans and some fans' expectations which grew, you'd have been better losing 3, winning 1, losing 3, winning 1 than going on that sort of run. I think it did mask how much work and how hard of a job managing Matlock Town can be, especially when you come in and, as you say, a big turnaround sidewise. I know from personal dealings with yourself, with Terry and Chris, it's not a 9 to 5 sort of job. You've had to work hard, so it's fantastic, and I'd like to thank you, Chris and Terry, for keeping us in the league, because as I said to you when you took the job, if you could get us 18th and 3 points above relegation zone when you come in, then I'll be a happy man, and it's fantastic to stay safe, and we'll see where we leave from there. Yeah,
well, to be honest, you know, I think we're 13th now, so you know, there's obviously 10 or 11 clubs below us. You know, we'll probably want to be in our position, but you know, hey ho, we'll move on and hopefully get on next Saturday.
Right, thank you very much, Dave Frecklington.
Cheers, thank you.